Tonight, while hospital workers become the latest to receive the COVID-19 vaccine, and the Yorkies Crossing ceiling project officially complete.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. The COVID-19 vaccine has now reached Whyalla, with nurses among the first to receive the jab today. 80 frontline healthcare workers were given their first dose, with 400 more to be administered by the end of the week.
A hero at work and a hero at home. This mother of 2, Casey Summers, rolling up her sleeve this morning, becoming the very first healthcare worker at the Whyalla Hospital to be vaccinated.
No, I think it's exciting that it's here and that we get the opportunity to get the vaccination, just another measure of protection.
Working as a registered nurse for 15 years, this COVID testing clinic's lead nurse says the vaccine provides protection for herself at work and also her family at home.
I'm a mum of a 10 and 13-year-old daughter.
It's a really significant step for us in our management of the COVID-19 pandemic.
28-year-old clinical emergency nurse Hayley Stone, the second frontline worker volunteering to get the shot.
Really excited to do my part in protecting the community and myself with the pandemic. It's really exciting to be one of the first in Whyalla.
After battling through one of the biggest years in her career, Miss Stone says she was eager to join the 80 other nurses in line to do her part to protect the community.
Obviously, it's been a scary, confronting time, like working in Frontline. It's really exciting to have protection.
In Whyalla, we have 560 doses in total, and by the end of the week, we will have delivered 400 doses of the vaccine right across the Flinders and Upper North.
Vaccinations will be available to the public in the coming weeks. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Police were out in force in Broken Hill over the weekend, targeting drivers who took their St. Pat's celebrations too far. The overwhelming majority following the rules, with police praising the community today. Lachlan Itter has the details.
Extra highway patrol officers were brought into Western New South Wales over the weekend to catch any drivers doing the wrong thing. The high visibility operation tying in with St. Pat's weekend in Broken Hill. Of the 1,000 drivers breath tested, police say they caught just 1 over the alcohol limit and 1 with an illicit substance in their system.
To have 1 PCA is that's a good result, but 0 would be better, obviously.
Speeding was a bigger problem, with 58 drivers caught over the weekend. A 55-year-old man allegedly spotted travelling at 72 kilometres an hour in a school zone.
Broken Hill's not a big place. People should know where the schools are, you'd think.
While a 33-year-old woman was allegedly caught driving while disqualified until 2038.
She's out driving around well and truly within that disqualification period.
But no incidents were reported at the races or in town afterwards.
It's hats off to the community and the organisers. Everyone did a really, really good job and everyone had a really, really good time.
While police were on the whole pleased with behaviour, they say they'll continue to crack down on drink and drug drivers.
Port Lincoln police have been left shaking their heads after nabbing a Pplate driver 2 times over the blood alcohol limit. Patrol spotted the sedan just after 2 on Sunday afternoon on Liverpool Street. The driver recording a blood alcohol reading of 0.100. The 18-year-old man was reported for drink driving and breaching his provisional conditions. He had his licence stripped and will appear in court at a later date. A major road sealing project in Port Augusta is finally complete, with Davenport locals now able to put previous issues of dust from Yorkies Crossing behind them. They say while it was a long time coming, the community is grateful to have it fixed.
An important dirt road now partially sealed. Works on this 1.6 kilometre stretch of Yorkies Crossing are now complete, with the changes already making a difference in the Devonport community.
It's just amazing. Like, I now stand outside on the veranda. I've seen other people standing outside and can just enjoy the outside, things that we take for granted sometimes.
While the road will still be used by road trains and oversized loads, the dust problems that lingered for more than 20 years are no more. It's hoped respiratory issues, which have plagued the community, will also decline.
My house is the closest to the road, and on days like this where there's no breeze, the dust would just sit in the air.
The member for Stewart says he is excited for what the project brings to the area.
Well, this is actually very satisfying. I'm extremely pleased that the people of Devonport will no longer have to put up with dust from the vehicles.
In a statement, the Civil Contractors Federation says while the Yorkies Crossing road sealing is a milestone achievement, it strongly urges the delivery of other similar projects across South Australia, also saying it should not take 10 years of campaigning for a critical project like Yorkies to happen.
So I think we'll be able to enjoy community life now.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The war of words over TAFE New South Wales' cuts continues. The CPSU claims 678 positions will be cut, including 4 in Broken Hill.
The numbers are based on the documents they provided us with tables during the consultation process they're required to undertake.
You can have record spending in a year where you're building new buildings, but that doesn't mean more service delivery, that just means new buildings.
Roy Butler confirming he's also seen that document. But TAFE New South Wales say the union has misunderstood the report and fewer than 50 jobs will be affected. Still to come tonight, a new disability training scheme coming to the York Peninsula. And Port Lincoln's Riviera Classic comes to a close. Welcome back. Kadina will be the hub for a new carer trainee program, giving York Mid-North residents an opportunity to pursue a career in the disability sector. The state government initiative is offering 175 roles across South Australia.
It's the new Disability Care Trainee program set to be a game changer for this sector on the Copper Coast.
Has 175 disability traineeships available over the next 2 years, and for regional areas we operate in Mount Gambier and Kadina.
The state government committing $9.5 million to kickstart the program. Successful applicants will gain hands-on experience over a 12-month period.
They would be providing personal care support services, but also lifestyle and accompanying people with disability into the community.
Regional Development York Mid-North welcoming the program, hoping it will entice more locals to consider a career in the growing industry.
Right across the York Peninsula in private and public areas for both disability and aged care services. So this will definitely assist in our workplace shortage in this area.
Those interested are being encouraged to apply, with more information available through the Department of Human Services.
Undertake a traineeship in Kadina or Moonta. We've got houses in those two townships, and they can live there or move there if they wish.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Broken Hill has claimed top honours in its category at this year's Tidy Towns Awards. A number of community organisations also recognised for their efforts to improve the sustainability and livability of the city.
Surrounded by desert, Broken Hill is an outback oasis, and our city continues to punch above its weight.
We are all trying in our own ways to make this place a much better place to live.
Broken Hill taking top spot for its population at the New South Wales Sustainable Tidy Towns Awards. And it's no longer just about having clean streets, but what the community does to protect the environment.
The projects that all of these are doing are extremely important projects that other people look to copy.
Landcare Broken Hill recognised for Greening the Hill Mark II and its communication strategy.
To get that statewide endorsement to say that what we're doing is the right thing. It really gives us encouragement.
Lifeline's Country to Coast's Tip Shop receiving 2 awards for its recycling and repurposing services, while the 3rd Broken Hill Sea Scouts were highly commended.
It's always wonderful to see youngsters get recognised.
And locals are setting their sights on the overall prize next year.
Albury, which is almost 3 times our population, took out the top prize, so we will try again next year.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
South Australia's premier fishing event has come to a close in Port Lincoln for another year. Nearly 400 bluefin tuna were caught and released as part of the Riviera Tuna Classic.
Under blue skies and salty air, Port Lincoln's Porter Bay roared to life. 24 boats powering out of the marina on the hunt for tuna.
The shotgun start is one of the thrills of the event. I think everyone loves to get involved in that.
Port Lincoln's Tuna Classic attracting competitors from across the state for the weekend event.
Port Lincoln for fishing is better than probably anywhere else in Australia, I reckon.
Anglers of all ages competing in the tag and release tournament, with more than 390 fish being caught and only 5 killed.
It's a great little turnout, and I think good for Port Lincoln, good for people to come from Adelaide and see what Port Lincoln has to offer.
Risky Business crowned champion boat for a 3rd consecutive year in a row.
Local knowledge definitely helps. Gear preparation, we got 3 really good guys, 3 other good guys on board that all do a lot of fishing.
A risky run paying off for the crew.
It was a really rough trip out, and the boat lost a few bits off the boat on the way out, but we got there and lucky enough to catch some more fish.
While an Adelaide angler reeled in the heaviest tuna, weighing in at 19.8 kilograms.
People love coming here.
Some wild weather forcing the event to postpone till Sunday, but organisers say they weren't going to let that dampen their spirits.
They said they'll definitely be back again next year, so great to see.
It's fantastic.
Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us. Port Lincoln's Fame Awards return after a 12-month break. And while is Middleback Theatre preparing for a busy period? Works to improve footpath access for the disabled have begun in Broken Hill today. The works will see improved ramps and refuge islands installed on O'Farrell, Patton and Rayco streets, with the Blend Street Roadworks also continuing. Council is asking the community to be patient around the upgrades and be aware of signage changes. The $400,000 project is a joint one between Council and the federal government. Regional filmmakers, writers and actors have been called to participate in this year's 48-hour film project. Held in Adelaide between April the 30th and May the 2nd, talented regional artists are being encouraged to apply. $1,000 in prize money will be up for grabs and a chance to screen at the Cannes Film Festival's Short Film Corner. More information can be found online. Applications are now open for this year's Port Lincoln Film and Music Entertainment Awards. Organisers encouraging budding artists to get creative and submit their best work.
Marching right to Port Lincoln for this year's Fame Awards.
Ready? Showtime.
Well, not just yet. The Greatest Showman themed event is set to take to the stage in July.
It's really exciting. I said we've really missed playing out for our community.
The Port Lincoln Film and Entertainment Music Awards encouraging local creatives to join the party and submit their best work.
Really, it's open slather for whatever you want to enter. Just needs to be original.
No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else.
Despite the best attempts by organisers, it's unlikely will attract Hugh Jackman, but they say that doesn't mean you can't dress up like him.
The theme for dress up on the night will be like 1920s vintage circus, just black tie.
The awards night is the biggest fundraiser for Port Lincoln City Band. With last year's event being axed, organisers say community grants were a lifeline for the club.
That helped us purchase some more music and equipment for this year, so that'll make Fame even better this year.
There are 15 categories for the night, including Best Original Music Video, Best Short Film, Best Under 15s and People's Choice Award.
It's a great community event, it's good fun, there's nothing like it anywhere else in the country, where we're combining music video with short film.
Entries are open till July. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Meanwhile, artists from all over South Australia are starting to make their way to Whyalla for this year's Unearth Festival. Event organisers encouraging locals to support the industry, which is struggling to survive the devastating impacts of COVID.
Setting up the weekend of colour, fun and entertainment, the Middleback Arts Centre preparing to host multiple acts over the coming weeks.
We're so excited. We've got so much going on here at the MAC, around the whole city, but particularly at the MAC.
Encouraging locals to purchase tickets, the centre manager says it's the support from residents which keeps the doors open.
The Arts Centre's been struggling. I mean, the arts industry as a whole is really struggling during COVID.
But with this long list of standout performances, Ms Sutherland believes there's something for everyone to support.
We're actually starting this week with our local and live show on Thursday, but then we head into the Unearth Festival here and we have cocktails and cabaret on stage.
This festival giving artists, an industry hit hard by COVID, the chance to start working again.
We've got 2 shows. We've got Unsung by Amelia Ryan and Libby O'Donovan at 7. And then we've got Leather Lungs, who's a little bit cheeky, a little bit naughty and a little bit loud, on at 9 o'clock.
Promoter of the family show Amazing Drumming Monkeys, comedy act Kevin Krapinuri and musical group Helpless says he is looking forward to seeing these performances come to light this Saturday.
These shows won't always be available in Whyalla, and I think it's a chance for people in Whyalla to see something in the Adelaide Fringe.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. We will have all the week's sports scores, and Alex Sykes will have the latest weather forecast. Hello again. The summer season is beginning to conclude across the region, with finals taking place over the past week. Our reporter Katrina Musson has this week's sports wrap.
The rain stayed away for the Port Pirie softball semi-finals, with a large crowd turning out for the A1 Women's Games. Solly Cats got out to an early lead against Checkmates, but Checkmates Callie Sewick held their batters to no runs and only 1 safe hit in 6 innings. Mel DiGeronimo's solid hit to centre field, a safe 2-bagger from Jackie Bateson and a safe hit from Gab Dunning put Checkmates in front by 2 runs. Cats needed wise heads to prevail and were fortunate to have a top line, putting together 4 safe hits to get Cats over the line. In the other game, Cougars batted first and brought in 2 runs in their first dig. Tigers' Casey Baldock gave spectators some hope with a solid centre field home run. Heading into the 7th, Cougars held a 1-run lead but left the door open for Tigers. The Tigers unable to capitalise, with the Cougars winning by 1 run. In Port Pirie basketball, and Ducks thumped Tomcats, the final score 20-0, while the Globetrotters defeated the Pacers by 18 points. In Port Augusta, Eagles were too strong for the Wildcats and Titans were no match for Cobras. In Whyalla, it was grand final weekend. The Roos leapt to victory over Wildcats, securing the title with a 9-point win. Port Lincoln also holding their grand final, with Rangers having a 7-point win over the Sharks. Now over to tennis, and the Southern Flinders Tennis Association Grand Final saw Orroroo take on top team Port Pirie. Port Pirie claiming the shield, the final score 14-4. And finally, in Broken Hill netball, St Joey Jesters held strong against New Kids, and in a tight match between Morgies and NAB Stars, Morgies won by a goal. And that's all for sport. If you would like your team's results featured, let us know through our Facebook page.
Time now to check on what you can expect on the weather front across the Spencer Gulf and Broken Hill over the next few days. Here's Alex Sykes with the details.
Thanks, John. It's been a mainly cloudy day across the Gulf, and that looks set to continue throughout the week. From 3 p.m. today, Whyalla reached 24 degrees, Broken Hill and Woodner both 26. Looking further out across the region now, Port Augusta and Port Pirie partly cloudy, a top of 27. Sunny at Cooper Pedy, also 27. Kadina, Cleve, Adelaide and Clare all cloudy and reached 23. Port Lincoln had a possible shower and a max of 22. Taking a look at the satellite image now, low low cloud about parts of southeastern SA, with a south to southwesterly airflow and nearby trough is only bringing the odd light shower mainly about the hills. Skies are much clearer elsewhere with an extending ridge of high pressure and a dry air mass. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas around 1 metre, and south to southwesterly swell 1 to 1.5 metres. Mostly sunny conditions tomorrow. Port Lincoln set to reach a top of 23 degrees, Cleve 25, Woodner set to reach 29, Whyalla 27, Port Augusta 30, and Kadina will reach 28 degrees. Port Pirie 30, Clare 27, and partly cloudy in Broken Hill set to reach a top of 25 there. Taking a look further through the week now, partly cloudy conditions on Thursday, Cooper Pedy 32, Port Augusta, Port Pirie and Adelaide all set to reach 29, Kadina 28, cloudy and 23 in Broken Hill. 30 degrees and partly cloudy on Friday in Cooper Pedy, possible storms in Broken Hill, a max of 24 degrees, Port Pirie to reach 30, Kadina and Adelaide both 29 degrees. Looking mainly fine on the weekend, 29 and cloudy in Cooper Pedy, Port Pirie and Adelaide on Saturday, 27 in both Whyalla, Port Lincoln and also in Woodner, 28 in Port Augusta. So it's not looking too bad this week, John, and that's all the weather from me for tonight. It's back to you.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, and we will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.